Last time we harnessed the power of instant crushing, building a machine capable of tearing through cobblestone at a speed most players never even dream of. But power like that doesn't come for free. Today we take it further. With just 9 buckets of lava, I'm going to build a power plant that never runs out. This is the beginning of my infinite steam-powered empire. So I was thinking maybe somewhere here I can use it to build the power plant. And for us, we have gathered some tuff for the foundation blocks. I always really like to use tuff for the foundation blocks, but we are a little bit low on fluid tanks, as I was thinking to use multiple steam engines for the power plant. So maybe first we check how many copper we have. We are not running on a good amount of copper. That means we have to do some mining. And despite we have a mining machine like this, I think it's time for us to upgrade into a proper create mining machine. So let me just go ahead and grab some andesite to mix them into andesite alloy. And I believe that I have plenty of iron. Well, not here. And I believe I have plenty of iron over here somewhere. Oh, that should have some iron in it. And for now, I think I will gather up the materials and see how big of a mining machine that I can do. And it is also getting dark. Let's get back into base and take a nap. Is taking a little bit too long, so I decided to go with a little bit of upgrade. So a shaft, a cogwheel, make this into some mixes. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we are talking. Alright, so here we are. We gathered up the materials. Most of the materials are in this toolbox over here. And then right now we can start constructing our drilling machine. So I was thinking to mine this way. We are also on 34, Y34 level, which is perfect for mining copper. For now, let's move this aside. I have maybe gone a little bit too overboard with the mechanical drill, but I think that's alright. Then we can place them on here. And then let's try to extend it as high as we can. And then just build it out. I do say this is a good start. And then now, let's see. We will need some deployers. So let's grab some deployers as well as the plows. So what I was thinking is, I want it to be placing cobblestone below itself. So if it's mining across, let's say it is mining across a cave, it can still hold up. So I'm just gonna put this deploy here, rotate it to the right direction. And since we are mining on this level, let's use cobblestone on it. And then over here, actually, I think this one should be placed 1 block lower, which is somewhere over here. Let me actually just do this and place this here. There we go. That is the right height. And I think another deployer for placing the power rail would be going here. And I have forgotten one more deployer for placing down the redstone torch. And I also forgot about card assembler. So let me go back up and then get the materials. And then after thinking for a while, I think I will go with a previous route that I usually use, which is using the furnace minecart. So this one would be placing down normal rails, and then this one would be just placing down cobblestone. And then we just put some rails down, and over here we can place down our cart assembler with a minecart with a furnace in it, and connect those up together. And then we leave some space over here for us to place the mechanical plow. And then we just stick everything together into a contraption. I might need to break this so I can connect these as well as those. And just going to do that and select everything together. And then for the storage of this machine, I was thinking to go with the item vaults. So the item vaults has a pretty good storage. That's why I was thinking to use it. So let me just hold super glue on offhand so it can just stick to there. And then the rest will just also stick if the contraption just assembles. So let's go with a pretty huge size. I think this is the maximum size. And this one, I'm going to go with a little bit special. Since we have the Create 6 update, I was thinking why not we just connect our packages on it. So we can just access the storage easier. And I do not have any barrels. So let me go and get some more barrels and come back to you guys. Right, we got a barrel. So let me place down 2 barrels here. Chutes on either side. And then this packager would be doing the requesting, and then it will send the items into this bottom barrel. And then if I put items on this top barrel, it will then package it and then send items into this item vault. So the lever goes here, that gets powered. And then we also need a stop link placed on this packager. And stock ticker link to that network. Let's say we put it here, as well as the blaze burner, we can place it there. And then now we just need to glue everything together, which I think I will need to do it from here all the way to here. And then this stock link need to be glued, as well as this too. There we go. And then right now we should be able to access the storage. And then if we want to input item, we put it on the top chest. So right now we will want it to have rails inside, and then as well as some cobblestone to lay the foundation for the mining machine. And then right now we have everything inside. I think we can go ahead and assemble it. Let's just use a redstone torch because I'm lazy to get back up. Just make sure to set this to lock rotation. Assemble it and give it some code to kickstart it. There should go. And for whatever reason, it doesn't seem to place rails. Why is it not placing rails? Well, now it's placing rails. Probably it's going too fast. Alright. Now we have the cooking. I just need to follow it and place down torch. And let's see how much copper we can get. Alright, so now we have mined all the way from there, and then we mined it all the way to here. We also happen to hit a scoria deposit with some tuff in it, which will come in handy because we built with tuff used on the foundation. And then right now I'm just gonna go back and take a look along if I miss any of the ores. Like this one, they just just need to mine it, and then just going to collect the rest of the ores along the way. And I will come back to you guys later once I'm done clearing all the ores on the walls. So I have mined all the ores on the walls, and right now let's see how much we have gotten on our drilling machine. This part I also kind of want to mine it because it has so many andesite over here. Maybe I will just dig down a bit and then start mining on mining for the andesite. But for now, let's see how much ores we have gotten. Let me just go ahead to here and then place the drilling machine down, maybe somewhere over here. Minecart, card assembler, let me fill up my dummy, and then minecart contraption, place it down. Oh, there we go. So over here we can see into it, we have mined 175 raw copper. Not that great, but that's all right. And a lot more andesite as well as cobblestone. So since we are going for the copper, let's just go ahead and get the copper. Why not? And then makes me thinking, should I use the crushing or should I use the add-on to do this? Because we do have CreateMod-Guy. Let me just go ahead and explain. So if you, let's say you melted the copper, crushed copper ore into molten copper, and then you press it, you can actually get double from it. So you actually get more from this. But the thing is, I don't have a setup like that. But the thing is, I can set up a small one. I will need a lot of ores for building the steam engines. So right now, we can also come here and use our crushing machine. So let me go ahead and put the ores inside here as well as the others. There we go. And then that gets sent into crushing. And then once they are done crushing, they will then just come out from here like this. And we have gotten about 4 stacks, more than 4 stacks of crushed raw copper, as well as plenty of experience. So since we are here anyways, let's take advantage of the CreateMod-Guy. So let me just go ahead and remove some of these. So I will need a mixer here for melting the crushed raw copper into molten copper. And then I will need a pump to pump it into another basin, which will then press them into the copper ores. So right now, let me link these two together. So let me place a cogwheel over here, and then a vertical gearbox here, and then shaft. Between them, I will need a pump. So let me put this pump over here. Take this here, and then power this pump. So any of the molten stuff will go into this basin, and I just need the blaze burner and some coal now. And let me also go ahead and deposit the items that I don't need anymore. It also works on other ores like raw zinc. Maybe, yeah, let's give raw zinc a try later. And we'll put this blue toolbox over here and then store the rest of the stuff that I do need into the storage. Right, so the blaze burner goes here. We feed it with coal, and then we throw our crushed raw copper inside. So we will melt them and then get pumped into this basin, and then we will press into copper ingots. And then for this, I'm just going to filter as copper ingot as that is what we want. And then over here, we can then just feed it with more crushed raw copper and then let them to press into copper ingot. And that should give us double the amount of copper, and which will be helpful for us to build our steam engines. And since those coppers are being processed, I will come back to you guys later, and then let's see how much we can get in the end. Right, so I play around with the metalworks as well as create a little bit. So this is what I came out with. So I have the raw copper being melted as well as the zinc being melted over here. And then for now, I think it's not a best idea to mix them together because So I think they will mix them into the molten brass together. This is also another mechanic that they would do. So for now, they are melting down the raw copper, and then over here they will get pressed into the molten. They will get compact into the molten copper. They get roll on the item drain, and then it get sent into this depot. Since the update 6, depot are now a storage block instead of just a display block, so they can actually input items using the funnels, and then it get input. Over here I do have funnel over here that only filtered to output the copper sheet. So right now they get pressed, and then once they are metal sheets, there are copper sheets, they get rolled on this drain to another barrel, and then this barrel just stores all of the copper sheets, which I will be later used to craft the fluid tanks. And I still have some copper ingots over here. I decided to keep those into the storage, maybe I can use them for later. And then right now we also have other things like the molten zinc and molten brass in here. And then right now I think I can put in the molten zinc, and then I will just remove the filter, so it will just get to here. And I also will just go ahead and remove that as well as the press. So when they are done, they will just go into the storage directly. And yeah, this thing is really fun since it multiplies the amount of the materials that you get. And totally going to build something like this in the future, something like a foundry. I mean, it's not a foundry SMP without a foundry, right? So right now I'm just gonna let this run for a while. I think I also have some crusted iron over here, but I don't really need much iron because I have an iron farm over there, and I have kept it running over there so I can get more and more iron as I need. So since we have all of this copper sheet, I will go ahead and craft out some barrels, make them into fluid tanks, and then we can continue working on our power plant. Since we are going to build over here, I think it would be a better idea to use our mining machine to flatten out the area a little bit so we can get an idea of where to build. So I brought my Minecraft contraption over here, and then let's flatten this area up a little bit and see how much we can do to flatten this area up. Okay, I do say this is a pretty good start. Other than the terrain over there, I will need to do terraforming again. And then right now, I think let's focus on building the platforms. So since we only have enough materials for 4 level 9 blaze burners, I was thinking maybe we can go with, let me actually, I'd like to check where is the chunk bottle so I can keep it running always. So maybe over here we can count in, let's say, 2 blocks, something like that. This one would be inside. And then over here we can start working on the blaze burner. So let's say we will have one blaze burner sitting over here. Oh, I mean one engine sitting over here, another one over here. And then in between, I was thinking maybe we can keep like 3 blocks apart, somewhere like that. And then we just build another steam engine over there. And then now I'm just gonna build a little bit of platforms and then kind of see how much of a space I will need. Right, so I think this is a pretty good start. And let me put down all the blaze burners. And I think I would like to go maybe a little bit higher up. So later when I use the mechanical arms, I can then just select the bottom of it and then I can do the thing. And then for the design, I was also thinking maybe I can go with a design that have the steam engine popping out from the roof. I think that might look pretty good. So let me place all of these blaze burners down and then let's see how it goes. Right, so this is 36 blaze burners. That's pretty much all I have. And then right now we need to build up, build on top of it, which is the requirement of a steam engine. So the requirements of the steam engine is that you will need the blaze burners, and then fluid tanks. You need at least 4 fluid tanks, and then you will need a steam engine. So then right now, as you can see, with if you have the goggles on, you can then see the boiler status. So right now it's idle because it doesn't have any water going in, but it have one size, which is the 4 fluid tanks. So four fluid tanks is one size, and then heat is also one because we only have the, what is it called? We only have blaze burners over here, and then those blaze burners are not heated. If they are heated, it will give up one heat. So right now, let's say we have 3 OP heated. You can see the heat is going up onto 3. And then if you have those superheated with the blaze cakes, and as you can see over here, this blaze burner is being fed with a blaze cake, and then it is superheated, and that means it can produce up to 2 heat. So right now, this one is a smaller size, and then right now we need to build it to the tier 9 steam engine, which requires us to have a 3x3 and 4 tall steam engines. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So right now, if I place down this, you can see it has the size and it has 3 heat right over there. So right now, since I will then fall back down, I think it would be also pretty good time for me to place down the, what is it called, the steam engines over here, and then I can then also put in the fluid tanks over here. Actually, let me make a little bit of bridge so I can reach to another side. So I can build the fluid tanks over here, and then let's build this all 4 up. So 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, and then we connect up with steam engines on top. And I also kind of want to make this into an expandable power station. So if I need more stress units, I can just add more of these steam engines if I like. And maybe in the future I can get more of this more materials for this. It would be also a pretty good idea to just expand it straight away over here. But I would then need a design that can fit more and more steam engines as I like. But I think for the maximum, I probably will put I will double the amount which I have over here. Then I think it should be good enough, as one of this can generate up to 147,000 stress units. Over here we can together generate up to about 5,000 stress units. 5,000? No, 500,000 stress units. So if I add another more, I can then generate 1 million stress units. Then I think it should be good enough for myself, because that's really just me playing in this area. We still haven't hooked up with the shaft yet, but later we will work on that. And then I think now we can work on the water, like how much water that we will need to feed into these things. So for the water, I think it will be a pump running on max RPM, and then it can feed the water. It will be enough water feeding into it. But I would also like to try other things, and I will also need fuel for the blaze burners. And I was thinking lava, but where can we get lava? I do have one idea in mind, which is using the 1 bucket trick, which I then can show you guys later. Alright, so let's talk about the 1 bucket lava trick. So the 1 bucket lava trick is that we use 1 bucket of lava. Since lava will flow down, this flowing lava over here is not a source block, but it can be counted towards the host pulley to pump lava from. So over here I have this setup which I only filled the first layer with lava. So all the lava down below here, these are all flowing lava. As you can see from the target fluid, it is flowing lava. So it is not a lava source, but it can be counted towards the 10,000 for the bottomless supply. So what I will be doing is I will dig a really deep hole all the way down, and then fill the top layer with lava, and then remove the temporary block below, and then let all the lava just flows down. In this case, I only need to occupy the first layer with lava, and then let all the lava just flows all the way down, and then check with the hose pulley to see if it is a bottomless supply or not. So right now, let's head back to survival, dig a really deep tunnel, and let's see if we can make this in survival. Alright, without further ado, let's flick this lever, assemble the contraption underneath it, and see how things goes. Alright, it seems like the lava has flowed all the way down, and then it also flowed all the way down here too. So right now, let's give it a try. We are going to place down, let's say, actually, let's do it over here. But for now, this is temporarily. I just want to check if this works. And then let's put the hose pulley down. And we also need to lower the hose pulley to the bottom, which I will need some power over here. So let me rotate this. And this should lower it all the way to bottom. So right now we can see the hose pulley is reaching all the way to the bottom. Right, nice. And then now we can go ahead and rotate the hose pulley to the side where it is facing us. And then we can spin this. Give me a cogwheel. And let me use the hand crank to see if it pumps. Yes, there we go. We got the achievement, and this is indeed a bottomless supply. I'm just gonna take a screenshot. We got an infinite supply of lava over here, which we only takes how much? We only takes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 buckets of lava for this bottomless supply. But it doesn't look that great, so maybe in the future we try to fill up the top part. Now we know we have an infinite lava source. Let's go ahead, craft up some mechanical arms for distributing the lava and pump some water into the tanks and see if we can work this out. So now I was thinking maybe we can have 2 belts running back and forth, and then there will be arms taking from the belts, distributing lava into the blaze burners. So right now, let's give it a try. So let's say we have our belt going from here. And since I was also thinking to expand this, let's have it go all the way to here. And then if we can connect all 2 of this up, yes. All right. And then now I would need some gearbox. So I'll put this here as well as the cogwheel. And let's do the same on the other side. Connect them together. And then now for the mechanical arm, select all of these. Actually, I think I will also need a barrel for... Yeah, I will also need a barrel and a funnel for taking the buckets. Alright, so now I have gotten the bolts. Let's place it over here. I was thinking the buckets will go here into the item vault and then exit from the other side. So I can have a brush funnel over here, which takes the buckets. And then the mechanical arms they will be distributing to all of these blaze burners, and they will be taking from the belt. And after it took the belt, which have the bucket of lava on, it distribute to each of these blaze burners, and then it will place the empty bucket into there, and just like that. And I will do the same for the others. There we go. Now we have the arm set up. I just need to power this, as well as bringing the lava up. So I was thinking maybe somewhere over here would be a good idea. So let me go ahead and do that and connect up the spout. And I was also thinking maybe we can have the pump over here with a gearbox, shaft, and cogwheel, pulling the lava from the infinite lava source, and then we'll fill it up here. And then I will also need power from that side to kind of act as a kickstart. So let me go ahead and connect this up to here. Then this should be running on the right direction. Yes. And then we can have a gearbox in the center to rotate the direction. There we go. Over here we can have another item vault to output the buckets. So right now I can drop some buckets on, it gets spelled, and it gets distributed onto the blaze burners. I think I need to slow it down, so I disconnected the connection. But now I think I can also work on the water. So the water, I think this should be a good idea to connect the power up. So over here I can have a shaft, and then over here I can have the cogwheels on either side, and here we can have the pumps pumping into the fluid tanks. There's also on the either side. There we go. And I just need some trapdoors to contain the water, or glass to contain the water, and it should work. Alright, let's give this a try. So if we have frame glass across like this, as well as over here, and then we have the then I have glass below them like that. I was thinking to use lush cogwheels because I think the arms may be going a little bit too fast, or the belt is going a little bit too fast, and it can't grab the bucket from the belt. So I think this should fix the issue. I just need to, let's case that up. I just need to slow this path down a bit, so we can use since this is temporarily, let's just go ahead and use a large cogwheel and a small cogwheel. Oh nope, the other way around. And a large cogwheel, and connect this up together. And now I can see another issue, which is this is rotated, so we are going to connect it somewhere else, which I will be doing it over here. There we go. So now that part is I don't have water in there yet, but this should be running on the maximum RPM, which is what we want. Then now I can put in water on those, and there should be, oh, they are taking more than enough water. Okay, they are taking more than enough water. The size is right. They are slowly heating up. They are slowly getting lava. And this one is already on max. This is also on max. This is also on max. It's only this one now. Alright. So now we have power. And I think I can connect them back to this belt, and then it will keep running pretty much forever, hopefully. Now, yeah, I need to go up there, connect up the steam engines, run it down, connect it with a rotational speed controller, and it should be working. Oh, actually, I need to connect it from this side so I can expand this array over here in the future. So this one is connecting the power. We can then now go ahead and put this over here, and then I think this is running on the half the RPM. I think it's somewhere over here, but I think I can go with 96, so it wouldn't be taking more water as well as saving the stress units. So gotta put that there, put that there, and I'm just gonna stop it for a moment. Gotta do this quick too, so I'm just gonna stop this, put this there, and yep, we are running. So this is powering itself, supplying just enough water. And yep, supplying just enough water, is moving slow, but is going there. And old buckets are right now just going back and forth since none of the blaze burner needed anything. So I can go ahead and case this up for a little bit of aesthetics. Place below this, as well as the arms. Alright, nice. Now we have power, and it is supplying lava from this bottomless supply. So far, so good. I just need to make a case for this thing. So, you know what time it is. It's time for time lapse. If only I can think of a building for this thing though. Do you know what's worse? No idea on building, or the recording didn't go well. So yeah, the recording didn't go well. My recorder footage is on a low resolution as well as a low FPS. So the progress of me building this thing is failed. So I wouldn't want to show you guys the footage because of the graphics and all that stuff. But anyways, the steam engine, more like the power plant, is now done. You can see the top part of the steam engine over here. I also decided to add 2 more boilers. So right now our stress units are reaching 889,000. So over here I have done the roof. I was thinking to go with a slope design like this so I can show the steam engines running over there. And then I also decided to put in some of this industrial iron paint for the windows. Also added some details on the side using copycat blocks. Over here, I also decided to add some steampunk wipes with pipes sticking out. Here we also have the infinite lava source where we have this thing over here to encase it. I also put some copycat panel on top of it in case anyone fell into this infinite lava pit. Because if you guys see, take a look over here, this thing is empty below. So if anyone drops down from the center, let's say they drop down from here, they will be having a hard time to get out. So that's why I decided to add this in case anybody fall down. It also adds a pretty good aesthetics so you guys can see the lava, but it is also safe to walk on it. And here I have placed 2 huge lava tanks for collecting lava, as well as a display, so it gives a little bit of light source and displaying that we have lava over here as well as over here. And this part I decided to go with kind of like a lava processing thingy, so the lava get pumps from the infinite lava source into this part, and then it pumps into the power plant. Although this lava over here is flowing downwards because we have something inside. Let's go inside and take a look. So over here in this block, I have moved the pump from here to here, so it can put the lava from the infinite lava source as well as pumping into these 2 fluid tanks. And it also pumps lava into this spout to supply the lava for all these blaze burners. And for the design, I was thinking to go with the factory look. So I added this part over here. This part is the first part that I worked on, and it has the roof on it. I also decided to go with deep slate and this deep slate bricks for the roof. Over here, I was thinking to add something a little bit different, try to add some more shape to the building. So I decided to add a rectangular over here that's standing. So you guys can maybe kind of see there's a rectangle that's lying down over here, and then there's another rectangle standing up over here. I always really like to build in this way. It's like mixing some shapes together. Like I can mix another sphere somewhere, and I think another sphere would be this example over here. So this is more like a circle. So add a circle over here, and then we have the rectangular as well as a standing rectangular. So yeah, that's pretty much it for now. There's not much interior done. Probably we'll do some interior work in the future because we have plenty of mods that can do the decorations. But yeah, that is pretty much it. And for the foundation, I also try to work with the terrain a bit. So over here we have kind of like a staircase to get up to the entrance. But here I haven't done anything. So it is still floating. As you can see, there's the ugly part below. Probably will do some terraforming to fix this part, but I think I will leave that for the next episode. So anyways, guys, this is a really long episode. Congratulations, you have reached to the end. And yeah, I tend to keep the video lengths between 30 minutes long. Between 20 minutes to 30 minutes long, but this video, since we need to do the resource gathering, it took a really long time. So yeah, anyway guys, that is all for today's video, and I will see you guys next time in the next video. Bye bye.